Jim. I'm going to show you a fun little trick, and hopefully this will be the last 650i video for a while. You've seen my lift before, and I took the crate that it came in and I made these little ramps here, and I can slide them around for different widths and all, and they let me know where I am by the different shapes. I'm going over this little bump here. And it also helps lower cars like my Porsche and my Volkswagen clear this. And my Z4 couldn't clear the lift either without these side ramps. But it is sometimes tricky to line the vehicle up with the ramps. So what I have here, and I just did the original opening looking in this mirror here, I have set this mirror at the end of my ramp. So when I get in my car to pull it in here, you can see the mirror and the ramp and the tire of the car, so I can line it up while I'm driving in. Real easy, no doubts, no questions. And my heads-up display is going to get in the way. Just like that. Here you can see the heads-up display telling me that my brake sensor, brake pad wear indicator needs work. Okay, I've got another top secret Garrett's garage space here. And this is the bat cave where the 650 is going to live once the service is done. And I've got a list here of things that I know the car needs. We know we're not getting to this one today or that one, but puddle lights I can probably handle. And then we're going to maybe look into this broken passenger window switch, steering wheel cover, back tires. I already did new windshield wipers, brake sensor. Yes, it was just yelling. So we're going to try and take care of as much of this as I can today. And at the end of this, the car is going back on the road. It's going back to daily use until it breaks again, because we all know it will. The sharp-eyed among you may have noticed that I scratched out the 2007 on that chart and filled it in with 2006. Yes, I have discovered that I have been lying to you. It's not a 2007, it's a 2006 650i. And I found something. I found an original test review from Auto Week, WEEK. Anyway, this is from 2006, and they did a test of the BMW 650i. And just like this one, they tested a 650i with the very rare 6-speed manual transmission, and they absolutely loved it. They gave the car a very positive review. They said it was a barrel of laughs to drive the manual transmission, and then they discussed pricing. And I found that very interesting because the spec on this car to me seems very unusual. You know, it was special ordered. It had to be special ordered to have the manual transmission. That's how I ended up with this car. Is I bought a 2003 BMW 325xi. I think that's the E63. And it was a station wagon. It was red. It had a black interior. It was absolutely incredible. I wish I'd never sold it. But when I bought the car, it was a certified pre-owned and came with a factory service contract, which meant that for the first few years, maybe even 5 years, I don't really remember, but I took it into the dealership for all of its service that was included for free. So I ended up at a BMW dealership pretty often, and every time I was there, while my car was being serviced, of course, I would go look at all the new cars. And 2006, I admired one of these. And a bored salesman took me out for a test drive in it, just for fun. He knew I wasn't going to buy it. And during the test drive, I mentioned to him, you know, I just love this car. It would be perfect if it had a manual transmission. And he said, you can order one. Really? I looked in every 650i I ever saw after that, looking to see if I'd ever see one with a manual. As far as I recall, I never saw one with a manual until I stumbled upon a listing on Craigslist for this one, and I thought it was a mistake because sometimes people will put manual, especially on the SMG gearboxes. They'll call them manuals since they do have that M in the middle. Anyway, I thought it was a mistake. I looked at the pictures, I saw 3 pedals, and went, oh, dream car. I've wanted one ever since I heard they were out there. So that's why this car is special to me. Always wanted one. Also, pricing. In that listing, they said the base price for this car was $81,000. And this car, like I started to say, has, to me, a strange set of options. It has the cold weather package, which is nice. Has an opening for skis to pass through the back seat. Heated seats, all of that. It also has a sport package. And because it's the manual transmission, I was really surprised that it has adaptive cruise control. So it kind of autopilots, 2006 BMW version of autopilot. It's a little sketchy. I've used it a few times, but it just was an unusual, automated type thing. To me, I would think someone with a manual transmission wouldn't really want automatic driving available. But obviously this guy did. Plus this car has heads-up display. So this car is kitted basically exactly the same or very close to the same as the one in the Auto Week magazine test. And they said that car was just under $90,000. So yeah, $90,000 in 2006. It's the equivalent of, I think, about $132,000 today in 2022 money. So it wasn't ever a cheap car. So, because it's rare with that transmission, just got to keep it on the road as much as I possibly can. So let's go on and fix the rest of that little piddly stuff. First off, let's talk steering wheel cover. This thing is awful and faded, but when we take it off, you see that the steering wheel on the car, it's pretty bad. It's got chunks missing out of it. Yeah. So what I've got here is a new steering wheel cover that's leather. It's pretty decent. And I know most people would say they're going to put the seam down here at the bottom. I kind of want to put the seam at the top like a center mark on the steering wheel, but all right, I'll put it on the bottom here. And there we have it. Pretty nice. Got a little bit of a perforation thing going on the sides, and it just seems to look better. I kind of was thinking about getting one of the ones that laces up, but they always look kind of crappy where it's thicker here, where the laces can't go, then it's kind of loose. And this one has a pretty wide area down here. I know I didn't line the seams up exactly, but maybe I will later. Anyway, check that one off the list. New steering wheel cover, way nicer. Another minor indignity here that we need to address is our puddle lights. You can see what we got here. It's not really that great of a pattern. So these are the little lights that are underneath the side of the door here. So let's see about replacing that. You can see on the passenger side, there is that other lovely pattern. I guess it used to say something. I don't know. I can't really make it out. But it's going to look better in a minute. The light's right there, so I'm just going to pop it out. Okay, it popped out by prying out the leading edge and pushing it back a little bit. Popped right out. So, yeesh. It's got a plug right here, and that looks a little sketchy. Maybe I don't want to mess with that. Maybe I should just unplug it here, because the new one, you can see, came with a new little wiring harness, but I'll just unplug at the lamp. Let's see how that goes. How about that? Well, it's too high up, but you get the idea. Aren't you proud of me? Talk about hindsight being 2020, this guy, here we go. When he bought this car, he spent enough money on it where he could have bought a Porsche 911, probably even a 911S. So if he'd have spent his $90,000 on a Porsche 911S in 2006 instead of on this 650, he would have had a car that, even with the higher mileage like this has, would still be worth probably $30,000 or $40,000. And I just found a car almost identical to this one, exact same mileage, and it was for sale, I think, in Maryland, and they wanted $7,900 for it. So, in hindsight, probably should have bought the Porsche. Another problem solved. All right, keep your fingers crossed, because I really want this car to not have any warning lights on for the first time ever. Fasten safety belt, that I can accept. Okay. I do not see any, well, wait a minute. I see a little, right down there, I see a little exclamation point. That might be something, but I don't see anything else. It's not screaming at me for service. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to take it over to the Bat Cave and put it away. And no warnings at shutdown. Haha. All right, let's see. Yeah. Haven't gotten to the passenger window switch yet. We'll do that soon. It still works from the driver's side, so that's all right. Back tires, I ordered them. The brake sensor we did. Shannon's going to get the license plate soon. That roof wrap doesn't come off very good. Recoat window trim. I kind of want to make that bright work around the windows black again, but I didn't do that yet. Clean the interior. Yes, I did that. Paint restoration. I don't know. That paint is so far gone. Or should I celebrate the worn appearance of the car and enhance it by making it look even more worn and maybe even a little bit rusty? I don't know. I like that idea. Shannon, not so much. Haven't found the passenger wash nozzle. Couldn't get it to pair with the garage door. Windshield gaskets, so windshield scratches. Maybe I'll just have to replace the windshield. But yeah, that's for definitely another day. Yes, you can have an old worn out BMW with a notorious V8 engine and still have a lovely car with no warnings, and we'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully you won't see this car again until July of next year when it's in for its annual service, but it'll probably be sooner than that. Thanks for watching.